Hello, welcome to Undisputed Boxing. We're here to talk Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, and the mayhem that has begun or not quite begun with Dillian Whyte not showing up at press conferences. I'm here with Rick. We're going to talk through it, dissect it, maybe throw in some early thoughts and predictions. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't watched this before, please hit like and subscribe. We're trying to hit that milestone 100. We've been doing this for I think 140 odd videos, but we're just doing it for a laugh. It's good to catch up, good to talk through it all. Yeah, so another prediction that I got wrong. We've just done the Khan Brook prediction. But yeah, I actually didn't think we'd see this day. But to be fair, I mean, how much?
Let's wait till they're actually in the ring together. But yeah, it's not looking good for you.
No, but my point, I guess, still stands. I mean, it wasn't easy to get it done, was it? I think
I don't think I was arguing that.
Yeah.
I think I just.
But anyway, yeah. What are we making it so far?
Well, I think since the last video we did, we knew about the purse win. The contract had gone out to Dillian Whyte. He's since then he signed it on the last day, the last few hours. So that was good. I think there's a few unresolved things. And he's now not turned up at the press conference, and that's ignited the flame again between Hearn and Warren. They're going a bit back and forth on it. I mean, it's hard to know. I think it's, from the sounds of it, I mean, Whyte's still peed off with the money, the split he's not getting from the WBC. He's been not treated particularly well in his eyes. Like, they weren't going to fly him over privately, and they weren't going to. They've given him something like 6 tickets for the fight.
Yeah.
And all these, probably some other things, but he's basically just going, right, well, I've not got to. You're going to hurt my pocket. I'll hurt your pocket. I think, kind of thing. But I don't know if that's worked really. I think this had more traction because he didn't show up.
I don't know. I think it definitely hits their pocket for him not showing up. I mean, imagine a press conference with Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. It's part of the reason I was like juiced for the fight, is just seeing those two go at it at a press conference and a head-to-head and all that kind of stuff. I think that just makes the fight so much bigger. And for people that are kind of, well, is this going to be a good fight? They would then be bought into it after the press conference. And I think
it depends if he turns up for the final one. If he turns up it might work in their favor because it kind of builds up the tension in a sense. But you still need probably that final press conference or something at the weigh-in, and he needs to be at the weigh-in. You can't wait. You can't fight him at weigh-in, so he needs to be there. But yeah, I mean, and also the news that they sold 85,000. Could have
sold a lot more as well.
I think they're going to open it for 100, aren't they? Aren't they trying to get 100 just so they can say it was bigger than the AJ ones?
I don't know. I've not heard that, but it is an amazing turn of events. If you think back for however long it goes that Fury had this hiatus, we never thought he was going to get back in the ring, and then he's gets back into a half decent nick against Sefer Seferi, and then would we have thought 3 or 4 years time he'd have had that amazing trilogy with Deontay Wilder, and he's now going to be selling out Wembley against Dillian Whyte.
How excited are you for this fight? Compare it to another. I'm struggling to compare it to many fights. My excitement level for this is going to be huge. I mean, the Fury Klitschko, the Joshua Klitschko, it's in that kind of realm. It's around the Hatton and Pacquiao, Hatton and Mayweather's.
Yeah,
there's something a bit more spicy because it's two Brits, and it's different. It's almost like a bigger fight for me, but I'm not as bothered who wins. Really, I'm not. And it's a bit like the Khan Brook. I kind of edged towards Brook a bit, especially after my prediction. So we're not allowed to talk about that anymore, are we? Sorry.
It's all right, you can.
And but there's an edge off it because I'm not really rooting for anyone, but I'll still be absolutely buzzing for it and just can't wait. But I think by the time it comes around, I'll be struggling to think of many fights that I'm looking forward to as much as that. I mean, for me,
think
I was looking forward to that far more than the first Usyk fight and Joshua's Povetkin fights. They're just like, this is like a real big one.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this more than I don't know, than most of the AJ fights. I think because of the spice and the unpredictability of it. I think it's I'm a lot more sort of excited for this fight. I think, but I think what makes it a little bit more that with AJ, because obviously we're both patriotic, we want the Brit to win. There's an element of like nerves that come with it, which are maybe not necessarily, Whereas this, I'm just like super excited for it. I'm not particularly. Obviously, I'd probably lean towards Fury in terms of who's going to win, and I think I would like Fury because I still want to see the Fury AJ fight. I think that is.
Yeah,
that's the one for me.
I'm a bit split in who I'd want to win because I kind of like both guys in a sense, and a Fury loss, you just don't know with him. He could go off and never see him again. But I think Whyte. I'd like to see Whyte win a world title. So I think he deserves to win one. So, but yeah, I see this a high drama fight. Yeah, I think loads of things going to be going on. I think both will be on the floor. It's got another, what Wilder feel to it in a sense where both are vulnerable. Both can be caught now. I mean, Fury's been on the canvas a fair few times, since he's been back. Well, mainly off Wilder, but he's been cut. He's not as elusive to hit.
No, exactly. And Fury's fighting style has changed quite a bit over the last, since he's come back. He was still kind of adopting that kind of irky jerky kind of great footwork, great upper body movement to being this kind of steamroller. If you look at what he did in Deontay Wilder in the last fight. And he was actually a little bit, his movement wasn't as great, I didn't think, in Wilder 3, their third fight.
I mean, he was very good in Wilder 2. He was almost like punch perfect in a sense.
Wilder 2 was actually probably his best performance, actually.
But he put a lot of weight on last time I saw him, and I just don't. This fight's going to come round quite quick. And I just wonder if he's going to be. I can't see him being in the same shape he was in for Wilder 2. I think he'd be more like the Wilder 3 version, and he'll be there to be caught. Whether he'll be more cautious or fight differently, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I will lean towards him, but not an easy night's work with Whyte.
No.
Not all. But yeah, I saw a few interviews with AJ and Chisora, and they said that they're gonna go to the fight. Hearn would probably. I don't think Hearn's got a fight on that weekend, so I think he'll be going. So it'll just be, even if people aren't at the press conference or the weigh-in and that. They might be at the weigh-in, they might not be up on the stage, but the whole weekend will just be a mixing pot of other stories going on in the background.
Yeah. No, it's going to be mega. So how long? Well, 28th of April. Not that long to go either. What's your
23rd? Is it 23rd?
Is it 23rd? Okay.
Yeah.
What's your sort of early kind of? Obviously, we'll do a prediction like a week out, but which way are you leaning at the moment? And by?
I'm probably going to go late stoppage for Fury.
Really?
But I think both guys will find the floor.
Yeah.
I think both guys will find the floor. I just think Fury's engine will get him through it, and he'll over the time lean on Whyte, and Whyte will get quite knackered by the last few rounds, and Fury will come on strong and be a bit too much for him. So it'll be a kind of a stoppage through taking too much punishment and through exhaustion and getting hit too much, basically.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I'm not. I could see Whyte catching him and finishing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard to hit and then once he goes into elusive mode, even now he is still very good, Fury, once he's been hit. But, how many times can he keep getting up? Whyte's probably a bit cleverer than Wilder when he's, got a man hurt.
Yeah, I think Dillian Whyte's fundamentals are better than Deontay Wilder, aren't they? But he doesn't have that kind of, that nuclear power that Deontay Wilder had. So, yeah, it's a difficult one to. But I'd lean towards Fury. I think Fury, probably by points, is probably the way I'd go. But I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of drama. I can see Tyson Fury hitting the deck, maybe by a Dillian Whyte left hook. It's going to be a lot of dirty tricks, inside fighting. Both have a pretty good inside game, I think, as well.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if it's just something, every now and then a fight comes along, you just think, I don't know how that can't be a brilliant fight.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. Let's, is there any other news we can,
there's probably tons. I think we leave it till later in the week and we do like a news video on lots of other things.
Yes.
And we also need to do a video. I know you've not seen it yet. Catterall.
Yeah, I do need to catch up. I need to catch up. I watched last night's boxing, Chocolatito masterclass performance against Julio Cesar Martinez. Really impressed with that. I don't know if you've seen that yet. That was on DAZN, and what some of the undercard as well.
I saw the fight with Lara.
Yeah,
was also quite a great. It was short but great.
That is, already a contender for Fight of the Year. Maurizio Lara versus Emilio Sanchez, a stoppage. It was a kind of a bizarre fight, really. I think it was in the 5th round.
Third, wasn't it? Was it third?
I thought it was either the 5th or the 4th. Anyway, Mauricio Lara looked like he was kind of dominating the fight, and then hits the deck and then gets up and then finishes him with about 3 seconds to go. Unbelievable fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. And hopefully Warrington can beat Kiko and he can go in for a unification.
Yes. Yeah, that's another one we need to do a prediction for, Kiko Martinez against Josh Warrington.
Yeah.
All right.
So
cool.
In the week we'll do some more news, and then we'll catch up on some of the fights. And Catterall and Taylor's obviously a big one that was quite controversial, as you probably know. Yeah. But I didn't watch it live. I watched it afterwards, and it's hard to watch a fight like that when there's so much controversy around it.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, see what you think, and we'll catch up on that in the week.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone.